Fears that Russia is using Europe's largest nuclear power plant as a weapon reached a new level of alarm on Friday. Volodymyr, the state company that owns it, announced on Telegram that a fire cut off a transmission line connecting the plant to Ukraine's power grid, a frightening first in the plant's history, forcing the coolers for the nuclear reactor to use backup power. Should those backups fail, the reactors could overheat within hours. President Volodymyr Zelenskyy said if the diesel generator had not been turned on, if the automation and our station staff had not worked after the blackout, we would now be forced to overcome the consequences of a radiation emergency. Russia, he said, has put Ukraine and all Europeans one step away from a radiation disaster. That warning was echoed by Britain's defense intelligence, which warned in a dispatch that Russia is probably prepared to exploit any Ukrainian military activity near the plant for propaganda purposes. The British shared satellite images that identify Russian armored personnel carriers and cargo trucks fewer than 200 feet from the nuclear reactors. Russia shared photos purporting to show craters caused by Ukrainian artillery. Not so, say the Ukrainians, who accuse Putin's forces of militarizing the plant and attempting to create a catastrophe that they will blame on Ukraine. Nuclear experts are desperate to get reliable information on conditions at the plant and the Ukrainian staff there working at gunpoint. The head of the International Atomic Energy Agency told French TV on Thursday that inspectors hope to get permission to visit the plant within days.
I think now there is general recognition that we need to be there. We need to be there soon. Kyiv accepts it. Moscow accepts it. We need to go. And we are going to be there, hopefully, very, very soon.
One sign that the level of concern among people in Ukraine is rising. Pharmacists in Kyiv tell Newsy there's been a run on these iodine tablets. If taken in the event of a radiological event, it reduces the risk of contracting cancer of the thyroid. One thing people here have learned these past 6 months, Chance, is you got to prepare for the unthinkable.
Yeah, that tells you how seriously they're taking it, of course. And Jason, last night you were reporting on the Russian attack on a train station that was deadly. Any new details there?
Well, since last night, the death toll from the Russian rocket attack on the train station climbed to 25, including at least 2 children. Russians said it is a target. The target was a military train. And I can tell you from conversations I've had with railroad authorities, the question of there being military trains at all is not something that they're willing to discuss. It's a very sensitive topic, Chance.
Also, right now, we know Putin just signed a decree to send more Russian troops to Ukraine. We've been hearing for months they're depleted, they're dispirited, they don't want to be there, they're taking losses. But they're keeping at it, right? So exactly how big of an increase are we looking at?
Yeah, I mean, it's not the general call-up that Ukrainians had been fearing for many months, but Putin signed the order today for a major buildup of his country's military forces. It's an apparent effort to replenish troops. He's adding 137,000 troops by the end of the year. That's around a 13% increase. Russia's military suffered heavy losses these past 6 months in Ukraine, well into the tens of thousands by most estimates. It's a further sign that this war is likely to continue grinding on. Chance?
Jason Bellini in Ukraine tonight. Thank you.